If you're going through a relationship loss, you know how it can turn your life completely upside down, and it's important to support yourself through this difficult time. So tell me, Nardine, how can a relationship loss affect someone emotionally? It's pretty obvious, but it does bring out sometimes the worst in people.
It does. So it's obvious there is a spectrum. There are some relationship breakups where people are going, yes, fantastic, but woohoo, I got out of that one. But then there are others, obviously, where it's completely unexpected. So.
And sometimes it's one partner feeling one way and the other one feeling the other.
The other one had no idea it was coming. So there's obviously a range of emotions, but regardless, it's the loss of your life as you knew it. Everything is going to change. Nothing is going to stay the same. So for some people, that is really, really difficult to process, especially when the breakup is really difficult and tense and there's lots of, hatred and stuff going on, particularly if there's been infidelity. That's always difficult. So it can affect people terribly. It can, people can suffer from depression, they can have a breakdown, they can, end up needing medication. So it really can be very devastating for certain people.
And if you're watching right now and you're feeling like that, go and get some help. Honestly, I think, it's a very tough time. It's like the loss. Yeah,
it's like a death. So doctors put it on the scale of loss. They put it just underneath the loss of a loved one, and it is a loss of a loved one in a sense. And sometimes I've heard people say to me, in a way, they feel it's worse than a death, because a death, at least, that person's gone, it's finished, you move on. With a loss of a relationship, that person hasn't gone, and sometimes they've moved on and they're happy and you haven't moved on. So that can be really difficult. If you're feeling any sort of emotional, if you're feeling like you can't handle it, you've got to go and see someone. It's really important to get that counselling. Even if you think you can get through it and you're tough, why do that? Just go and see someone, talk it through. Especially if you have children, you have to be the tough one to lead them through, because they'll be affected by it as well. So start with yourself, get yourself in order, talk to someone professional. It's great to talk to family and friends, but you may not get the advice that you really do need.
And they add more fuel to the fire, and they've got an emotional investment too. So, seeing a professional, it keeps it all nice and separate.
It does.
And your children know. I think a lot of people think, I'm hiding it from the kids and they're okay.
No, they know.
Yeah.
They know everything.
Yeah. Way more than you realise.
That's right.
So when, your ex does move on, for instance, how can that situation be handled effectively?
Look, it's really hard. It's easy to say, but I think the only thing you can do is just try and be happy for them. And I know that sounds really right. But honestly, if you can come to the point in your own head where you think, well, okay, they've moved on, I just have to accept it and move on myself.
I saw a meme the other day, or mem or mimi or whatever you say they are, which is, my mum always taught me to, give my used objects to Lifeline for the needy or something like that.
Right. That's right. You can always think in your head, well, God, she's welcome to him. Yeah.
So what are some things that you can do to support yourself mentally then if you're going through something like this?
I think get counselling. There's so many really good counsellors out there. There's places like Relationships Australia that are free services. And just go and talk to someone, because what you'll find is that there are a lot of other people out there going through the same thing, and you can all support each other and get that assistance to get through it, because it is a really difficult time.
And you've got a Facebook group for people, don't you?
Yes, it's got 3 members at the moment. So anyone that wants to join, you're welcome. Separated but Surviving is the group. It's a closed group, and it's really just for supporting each other and finding people going through the same thing who might be able to offer you some suggestions.
Yeah, that's a great group, to check it out. So the pain of separation is just under the pain caused by the death of a loved one, as we said. So it's important to support yourself throughout this time and treat yourself with kindness. If you're after a family lawyer to help you through your separation, get some great advice from the beginning. I think that's the thing. People leave it to last minute or till later, but try and do it straight away. So go and get in touch with Collier Lawyers today. They'd love to help you.